Okay, so I was thinking, I wasn't thinking, I was observing this.
Uh-huh.
This idea that there is a difference between thinking about your situation and observing your situation. Now, to observe this situation that we're in right now, I'm sitting here on this couch. Here's a chair. Here's some headphones. There's you on that chair across the table. There's we're inside. There's outdoors. Physical things. To think about it though, is to apply man-made concepts to that, like to say I'm here. I don't have a job. You know, you have to go to work soon. That's like thinking about it. Like, it's not really here. It's just some stuff to think about.
Yeah.
I think it's better to observe rather than to think about it, because then at least you could be in the moment, and you can see everything as accurately as it is. You can see that part of yourself that really is you, because before we were born, or right when we were born, before we were named at least, we existed, and our names were given to us after we were already existed.
Mm-hmm.
So we are not our names. Our name is just a noise used to call out to us or
Right.
to refer to us. We are something beyond the name. So we can access that by just being here without adding names or thinking about this moment. We can see that part of ourselves that is beyond the name. But to think about it is to go into that realm where names and concepts exist, and that's going down a level. And things like devices, like iPads, phones, you got to be careful when you're using those, because they can take you out of the moment. They can make you think about stuff, because this is a realm where people are on the internet and their thoughts prevail. And there's a lot of concepts and everything that the internet and the phone and all that, it's all in that realm. And you got to be careful when using a phone. You shouldn't use it getting so invested in it. You should use it like as though here I am and here is this device. This device does something, but I'm still here in the real world.
Mm-hmm. Where
Don't,
Can I
yeah,
ask a question?
sure.
Where were we before we were born?
Where were we?
Yeah.
We were nowhere.
Where were our souls?
Right where they have always been. They didn't go anywhere.
Before we came out of our mother's wombs.
Right here. The world around us moved. We stayed in place.
But where does the soul enter the body?
The soul doesn't leave anywhere, because the soul is everywhere. The soul is everything we are. Look around here. Imagine this room shifted. If I get up and walk to the other side of the room, am I walking to the other side of the room, or is the room going this way behind me?
You're walking.
It could be both. Could be the same thing. Because I'm still in this place wherever I am. If I'm here and then I go here, to me, I'm still in the same place. I'm still here. I'm still here. Wherever my body is, I am.
But doesn't the soul leave the body when you die?
Does the soul leave the body, or does the body just disintegrate with time, like a corpse?
No, I think the soul leaves the body.
Maybe the soul does not exist within the body at all. So there's nothing to leave. Perhaps
A portion
it's
of the
not
soul.
us that's leaving, it's rather we're letting go. But our body doesn't. But you're asking, where were we before we. Well, you gotta look at it not in the way of I am in my body. We're not in the body. We're just using the body to get around this world. Because this body and this world exist on the same plane of existence.
Mm-hmm.
So we're using part of the world, this physical, material world. We're using part of it, aka flesh and human bones and skin and bodies, to get around this material world. Everything is made up of atoms. It's all the same thing in this plane. We're using this body to get around. But where were we before? Where we've always been. We haven't moved. The only reason we think we're moving is because we have this illusion of movement based on what we witnessed while using this body, because the body moves throughout its own world. But as souls, we're there. We're the consciousness. Wherever you are, you're conscious of that.
Mm-hmm.
So wherever you are, you're there. That's all there is. Because you are whatever there is to you, that's where you are.
How come we don't remember when we come into this world?
Well,
our past lives or remember things?
Perhaps it's because we're so caught up in this body of. I think when we're babies, we remember things, but we don't remember being babies.
Right.
Because we're so caught up in this world with these bodies and with this these concepts in this human world that we kind of get lost in it. And we forget.
It's
Because
true.
we're taught to panic about things. We're taught to worry about things like bills and taxes and school and all that. We're taught this by society, and we forget. What were you saying? Sorry, I interrupted you.
It was true. When we're adults, we don't remember being babies. But when we're babies, we might remember things from the past life.
I think we do. Not past life, but perhaps...
Where we were.
Exactly, as like souls.
Right.
Without bodies.
Babies, little babies, remember.
Yeah. That's probably why they're so, they're so content with just being there. They don't need to do things. They, babies, they just sleep. They cry when they need to cry. They sleep when they need to sleep. They laugh when they need to laugh. They don't think about that stuff. They just do it. You think a baby sitting there, oh, maybe I shouldn't cry because maybe it's not right to cry. No, they just cry when they want to cry. They know what they want.
Mm-hmm.
But they're taught otherwise, so they forget that. They let that go. I think it's because parents, they don't like when their babies are crying so much, so they teach them, they kind of teach them things to not cry, but in the process, it shifts them. It takes them away from their center. Mm-hmm. And it's up to us to try to get back to that, or be aware of that, at least.